Well, today I am really honored to have back with us Allyn Root. He's well, we could call him a capitalist evangelist. He's an entrepreneur, libertarian, conservative Republican. I'll let him define that. He's an author of some great books, The Ultimate Obama Survival Guide and Secrets to Protecting Your Family, Your Finances, and Your Freedom, and formerly vice presidential candidate under the Libertarian ticket. And what an honor to have him. He's a lot of energy. I don't know what he puts on his cereal in the morning, but I want some of it.
Hey, Perry, how are you?
Fine, man.
Hey, you know, I do business speeches all around the world, and I call it my positive addictions. When people ask how I get this fountain of energy that I've got, this fountain of youth that I think I've got, because I just turned 52 on Saturday, and I feel like I'm 21, and I've got the energy of a 21-year-old. And the answer is that I have a faith in God, I have a faith in family, and I have a faith in myself, and I try and work out every single day and eat healthy and pop 100 vitamin pills. So I think all of those help, don't you?
God and vitamins. Doesn't get any better than that. That's great. Hey, Wayne, nice to have you. Hey, listen, I happened to catch the segment on MSNBC where Rachel was pretty much raking you over the coals for being a birther and anything else that she tried to call you. It's amazing how the left press protects the president. What's your response to what happened to you on that experience?
Well, I already put out a great video and written response to Rachel Maddow. First of all, I'm not a birther. So that's the funniest thing of all. In my whole life, I've never brought up Obama's birth, and I've never brought up his birth certificate, ever. Not once in a single media interview, and I've done 5,000 of them in the last 5 years. But I've asked a lot of questions of Obama about his character, about his background, about his policies, about his agenda for America. And, you know, there was a liberal blogger in Nevada that started all this, whose name I wouldn't even mention. I wouldn't even give him the publicity.
Good.
But he started all this and called me a prominent birther. And when my lawyer literally threatened to sue him for slander, his answer was, anyone who questions Obama's background as a birther, it doesn't matter if that question involves his birth. Can you believe the way liberals move the ball down the road? Doesn't even matter now. The word birth in birther is immaterial to a liberal. If you even ask a question of the president's background, no matter what it is, you're a birther, which happens to rhyme, by the way, with murderer. Yeah. So I think there's a reason for all that. It's called Saul Alinsky. He wrote the book called Rules for Radicals that Obama lives by. It happens to be dedicated to the devil, by the way. Right. On page 1, the book is dedicated to Lucifer. You wouldn't believe this stuff. You know, if I told you it was on a Saturday Night Live skit, you'd say it was too preposterous. But it really is true. That's Obama's favorite book, dedicated to the devil. And it says the ends justify the means. If someone's a critic or an outspoken enemy of yours, destroy him, because your goal is to socialize America, and you cannot fail. So the ends justify the means. Slander him, destroy him, discredit him, whatever you have to do, slime him. And that's what Rachel Maddow did. That's what Piers Morgan was trying to do on CNN. That's what Jon Stewart on The Daily Show tried to do to me. That's what Mother Jones Magazine tried to do to me. That's what hundreds of liberal bloggers are trying to do to me. They're all trying to discredit me, but guess what? You know what it means? It means I'm getting too close to the truth, and they're scared to death of what I'm saying, Perry.
All right. Now, part of this, as you well know, Wayne, the birth of the digital age has shrunk the ratings of some of the mainline press down, but that doesn't take from the fact that they're still very impacting. They still have influence. When you look at all the ratings, it looks like the conservative side of cable news outdoes the liberal side, but the Democrats continue to win, and they continue to influence, and it looks like the president's pedal to the metal with this nonsense.
Well, and they got to change the conversation, because you can't base it on facts. Liberals hate facts. I learned that 20 years ago when Rush Limbaugh became a star, and there was people out there who wrote books saying Rush Limbaugh is fat. And you're like, wait a minute. The fact that he's overweight has nothing to do with the fact he's telling the truth and he's giving us facts, but they can't deal in facts, so they personally attack you. Mm-hmm. And it's the same thing. You know, as of late last week, what did Obama do? He had an impromptu press conference about Trayvon Martin, the George Zimmerman Trayvon Martin case. Wait a minute. The United States is in a disastrous financial economic situation right now. All the statistics that come out show we're headed for a total epic collapse. And it's all caused by Obama's policies. And he's trying to change the subject. He's got an IRS scandal that threatens to take him down. This could be impeachment. We proved as of late last week that the top appointee on the IRS, one of only 2 appointed IRS executives by the president, was meeting with the president 2 days before they decided to go after Tea Parties and the IRS tried to destroy his political opponents. This all heads right back to the president. This is how you get impeached. But see, he wanted to change the topic to Trayvon Martin. On the same day, Detroit went bankrupt with the same policies as Obama. And then we know about Benghazi and AP and James Rosen, the reporter at Fox News, and Kathleen Sebelius' extortion of healthcare companies, and Fast and Furious. The list goes on and on. Obama is surrounded by scandal, corruption, disastrous failure, and he wants to change the topic and stir up racial hate in America so he gets out of the headlines. Isn't that interesting, Perry? Not a coincidence.
Well, the Trayvon Martin thing gave him the perfect topic to go back to his base. But you know what's so interesting about that? He's done nothing for the blacks in this country. In fact, he's put them again in the back of the bus while he put the homosexuals in the front of the bus. But this was the perfect storm for him to rally his base, and he took advantage of that. But you know, Wayne, here's what's really got me concerned now. It appears, in spite of all the issues, and there's a lot of them out there, and I know you fight for the same ones I do, now religious freedom is in trouble in America under this administration if we don't stop it.
Look, Perry, everything good in this country is under attack, whether it's marriage, whether it's religious freedom, whether it's Christianity, whether it's Judeo-Christian values, whether it's our shared love of Israel. I happen to be a Jew turned evangelical Christian. So, of course, we all know we're under attack. This president is so subtle. He's brilliant. You know, in my new book, The Ultimate Obama Survival Guide, and let me take one second to divert for a minute and just say something good that I'm so proud of. Do you know my book hit #1 national bestseller in the whole country at bookstores around America? And for the last year, it's only been out 4 months, by the way, but for the last 12 months, it's the 4th best-selling hardcover political book in America.
Congratulations.
And it's because it tells the truth. It tells the truth. You know, we're off the rails. We don't have money for keeping illegal felon immigrants in prison. We don't have money for air traffic controllers, so people wait in 3-hour lines for a little while there. We don't have money for fireworks displays and military bases. We don't have money to keep pools open for the families of the military at military bases. But we have money to give $500 million to the Palestine Authority. We have money to give $1 billion in military aid to the Muslim Brotherhood of Egypt that hates us and wants to kill America and destroy Israel. We have money to pledge $7 billion to Africa. Not American black Americans, but Africans in Tanzania to double their electricity access. We have $100 million so Obama can travel to Africa and wave in the streets on Barack Obama Boulevard. It's all too much to believe, Perry, how off the walls the United States of America is and how far away we're moving from Judeo-Christian values and patriotism and American exceptionalism under a president who obviously dislikes all of that, even though he's the president of this great United States of America.
Well, I got a couple of minutes left, Wayne. Can we turn it around? Can we take it back? I mean, I believe that everything's possible with God.
Well, everything and anything is possible with God, but I didn't write my book, The Ultimate Obama Survival Guide, with ideas to turn around America. I wrote it with an idea to turn around your own life. In other words, even as Obama takes the country downhill for another 3.5 years, we could turn it around 3.5 years from now by electing a great president. We could turn it around in 2014 by electing a Republican Senate, but I didn't want to write a book about that. That's out of my hands. What's in your hands is the ability to turn your personal life and your personal finances around, because if the country's going under economically, or certainly in major decline economically, and there are no jobs, you need to protect your family and your finances so you can continue to be a good Christian, you can continue to donate and tithe to the right organizations and causes, and you can continue to contribute to Republican conservative candidates that will help you take this country back. So I gave an 18-point plan that anyone can use to protect themselves and to protect their family and protect their assets, protect your job, and build a new career that makes you some money, even while Obama purposely takes down the U.S. economy. That's what I wrote about in The Ultimate Obama Survival Guide.
All right, let me encourage you to check it out. You can do that at Barnes & Noble or certainly online at Amazon.com, and that's Wayne Allyn Root, R-O-O-T, and there's a copy of it there. You can take a look at it, and it really is a great resource, so check it out at Barnes & Noble or online at Amazon.com. Well, listen, I only got a couple seconds left, but what's ahead for you? What do you feel like God's telling you?
Well, I'm a capitalist evangelist and a serial entrepreneur, so I'll continue to be a businessman and run all my businesses and be a spokesman for companies around the world and speak at companies around the world about business and capitalism. And maybe, Perry, in 2016, I may take a run at the United States Senate as a Republican here in Nevada against U.S. Senate Majority Leader Harry Reid. That's what I'm aiming for. We'll see if the stars align, and if God favors it, then that may be my next political outpost.
All right. Hey, thanks, man. Love your energy. Love your work. Let's stay in touch, and we'll have you back soon.
Thanks, Perry. God bless.
All right. God bless.